Hey everyone! Welcome to Turkish series stars. All the details are in our video, so make sure you're with us till the end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video before we continue. Thank you so much. The celebrity grapevine won't stop buzzing, and tonight's whisper is turning into a roar. A fresh claim about Akınözü, the heartthrob who has carried his fame beyond Turkey's borders and built a new rhythm of life in Italy, has stunned his fans. An insider from Italy, described as a close friend, has allegedly spoken to local tabloids and broken a silence that seemed unbreakable. Akin still hasn't gotten over Ebru Şahin. The unnamed friend reportedly gave deeply personal remarks, the sort you don't expect to surface unless someone is truly worried about what's left unsaid. According to this insider, although Akin has embraced new projects abroad and carved out a life in another country, he occasionally looks backward, reopening a door he tried to close. This friend's account set the internet ablaze. The words were simple but heavy: he's outwardly composed, the strong, measured figure you see on red carpets. But he bottles up more than he shows. Late at night, when everything is quiet and he thinks no one's watching, I've seen him scroll through photos of Ebru. His face changes. His eyes shine with tears. Sometimes he just lets them fall. It's the kind of claim that makes people freeze, replay old interviews, and read meaning into every glance they once dismissed. Akınözü and Ebru Şahin, whose on-screen electricity made Herkai a phenomenon, once fueled an entire wave of rumors. Their chemistry was so vivid that fans refused to believe it ended when the cameras cut. Neither Akin nor Ebru ever offered a clear confirmation of a real-life romance. Life eventually moved them onto different paths. But those who believed in their bond never stopped wondering if the thread that tied them together really broke, or if it merely became invisible. Now the question returns with new urgency: was there an unfinished chapter waiting all this time? The Italian friend didn't stop with one emotional image. It's also claimed that Akin's voice tightens whenever Ebru is mentioned, that he changes the subject with practiced ease, that the weight of a single name can shift a conversation. New roles help. New cities help. New faces help, the voice from Italy supposedly said. But some loves leave marks that won't fade. Ebru wasn't only a co-star to him. He tried to put that part of his life away, but forgetting is not the same as healing. For fans who've always read between the lines, these remarks feel like a window into a private truth. For skeptics, they're just another round of romantic speculation. Yet the tone of the confession, the tremble, the pivots, the unfinished sentences, has stirred everyone. What is certain is that all eyes have landed on Akin. As always, he has chosen silence. On social media, he keeps the spotlight on his craft, his discipline, his training, and the set life that consumes long hours. Not a sentence has been offered about his heart. And Ebru? She, too, has refrained from making any statement. Her schedule remains dense with new commitments, brand work, and set days that start before dawn. Their mutual quiet has fed the rumor mill. It's enough to push a frenzy across timelines: old clips resurfacing, fan edits stitched to nostalgic music, captions asking if time can really undo the pull between two people who once made the world believe in their story. Some comments say, true love never fades. Others counter, this is just gossip, let them live. Between those extremes sits a crowd that murmurs, some loves end, but their echo lasts, or he's resilient, but he's human, I believe this. And then the cooler voices who beg, it's been years. Let everyone move on. But the leading question in every chat group and forum is the same: will Akınözü and Ebru Şahin's paths cross again in a way that matters? No one can answer. If they themselves won't speak, no reporter, no friend, no fan can claim certainty. Still, the confession from Italy, if it truly came from someone who's watched him unguarded, won't fade easily. Even more intriguing are the whispers from behind the scenes. According to those who say they've seen him after grueling shoot days, Akin sometimes retreats. He won't go out. He turns off his phone. He chooses silence over conversation, the hotel window over the crowded table. People say that in those moments, he revisits a time when his life was simpler and every headline didn't require a strategy. They claim he slips into memory, back to Turkey, to early mornings on set, to a pair of eyes across the monitor that matched his intensity beat for beat. Those nearby have noticed, they say, how he deflects when Ebru's name surfaces unexpectedly. He isn't rude. He isn't cold. He is careful, too careful, some would add. And that meticulous control has sparked a broader conversation about the man behind the public image. The charisma from photo calls, the quiet confidence under pressure, the precision of an actor committed to his craft, these things are all true. But the rumors suggest that under the control is a softness he doesn't like to reveal, a tenderness that he guards because he knows how sharp the world can be. The suggestion is not that he's stuck in the past, but that the past never fully left him. That even as he smiles for international cameras and signs contracts that push him higher, the memory of a certain connection keeps returning, uninvited and undeniable. The friend's alleged remarks go even further. Akin has privately admitted, it's claimed, that whatever existed with Ebru shaped him more than he expected, and the intensity of that feeling hasn't dissolved as time marched on. There are stories that when someone mentions her, a subtle shift happens in his expression, the kind that's visible only to people who know him well. As if a door opens and you can see the room he keeps locked. That's why some circles insist the bond between them was never just a marketing gloss. It wasn't a publicity trick or a calculated rollout dreamed up in a conference room. It was, they say, something real that lived underneath the storyline. And maybe still does, like a small fire glowing under the ashes. Those who claim proximity to Akin also whisper that this is why he holds back from new romances. Yes, now and then a photo pops up, a rumor attaches itself to a name, a dinner is read as proof of a grand passion. But nothing lasts and nothing settles because he won't let it. Not fully. People point to the same reason, a heart still tender from what happened before, wary of building something on top of something unresolved. Meanwhile, Ebru is keeping her own counsel. She's known for unshakable focus, for channeling her energy into roles that demand everything. She rarely opens the curtain on private matters, and that privacy is her shield. But even that silence can't stop the fans. They've started connecting the dots again, reviving old photographs, moments from set that refuse to lose their color, and comments that say, if only they'd find their way back. The nostalgia has a life of its own, and it moves fast. So we're left with a mystery that won't stop breathing. Are these confessions after all these years just a coincidence, a casual spill from a friend who should have known better? Or are they a signal, a tremor before a shift, a sign that something left unfinished is searching for closure? The quiet from Akin and the lack of direct comment from Ebru only stoke the fire. No denial. No confirmation. Just the drum of speculation that never misses a beat. If the story fades, it rises again. If the noise dies down, one stray post makes it flare up. And every time, the same images return, the glances caught on camera, the laughter between takes, the energy that felt too authentic to have been scripted. As the backstage chatter grows louder, the plot only thickens. Sources in Akin's inner circle say that the move to Italy wasn't just about career horizons and new opportunities. It was also a bid to reset, to start over somewhere far from the memories that cling to certain streets and studios. But distance is a blunt tool. You can cross oceans and still wake up in the same feeling. It's said that when he's alone, the pull of the past sneaks up on him, a candid shot someone took between scenes, a line they shared that became a private joke, a moment in the sun when everything seemed to fit. These aren't grand tragedies, they're simple reminders of an unfinished page. And in those moments, he chooses silence, not because he doesn't care, but because caring makes him feel exposed. Allegedly, he's told friends he won't speak publicly about any of it. He doesn't want the world to see this tenderness and mistake it for weakness. Yet among closest companions, he apparently finds it harder to keep the mask in place. Over dinner, or after a long day, a familiar phrase slips out, "Life knows how to touch the bruise." Then comes a pause, a stare into the middle distance, and the conversation moves on, but not really. The same friends insist it's his way of acknowledging the truth without naming it outright. Meanwhile, the industry keeps turning. New scripts. New directors. New red carpets where both of them will appear at different angles, in different lights. And every time a reporter poses a question that edges too close, the smiles return, the answers soften, and the moment slides away. What happens next? Perhaps nothing visible. Perhaps everything at once. Maybe a reunion won't come as a headline but as a chance meeting at a festival, an accidental crossing of paths that becomes a quiet coffee, a longer talk, a kind of closure that no one will ever hear about. Or maybe this is simply the story of two people who did their best, who allowed art to be the bridge that could not be crossed in life. Whatever the truth, this confession, true or not, has captured the year like few others. It's become the rumor that refuses to burn out because it speaks to something universal, that certain connections don't obey time zones or career moves, that strength can hold hands with vulnerability, and that moving on sometimes means making peace with the ache that remains. We've reached the end of our video. If you enjoyed it, remember to subscribe to Turkish series Stars and share this story with those who still believe in quiet love and unfinished chapters. See you next time, and goodbye.